kind of silly to say to a bunch of professional athletes, but they were in such disarray that he thought, you know what, we got to go back to the basics. We have to go back to the fundamentals. So I promise you folks that when I go down to Washington and take the oath of office, the first thing I'm going to do is reach into my coat pocket, pull out the Constitution of the United States, and say, gentlemen, this is the Constitution. We've gotten so far away from what these men wrote 230 some odd years ago and the principles behind it. Two things you'll notice about this. The first is that it's not 2,700 pages long. Okay? This document, this is actually the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the succeeding 17 amendments on top of that.
And the Lord's Prayer somewhere in there.
There you go. Okay, the second thing you'll notice, and this came up in a debate I had with Congressman Andrews back in 2008, is there's no mention of universal health care being a constitutional right.
Thank you.
And the reason why I mention that is because in 2008, at Highland Park's Church of God, right here in Gloucester City, during our debate, Congressman Andrews was asked this question: do you believe that universal health care is a constitutional right? And this man, who is sworn to uphold and defend this Constitution, said absolutely positively. And I said, Congressman Andrews, can you show me where it is? Because, folks, we just can't keep spending our kids' money. We can't keep spending our grandkids' money. And what I really want to talk to you about today is a question of morality. Not just are we getting away from the Judeo-Christian principles that this country was founded on. And don't let anybody tell you any different. About 6 weeks ago, I was down in Washington and was given a tour of the Capitol building by David Barton from Wall Builders. And he's a good man, he's a godly man, Southern Baptist fellow, and he took us through there and showed us all about America's Judeo-Christian heritage. And the fact that 29 of the original signers of the Declaration of Independence were either ministers or attended seminary. These men knew what they were doing. And the very fact that I can't go out here today and break into somebody's car and go off down the road with it, down Broadway, is because it's against the law. And why is it against the law? Because it's against our morals. And why is it against our morals? Because it's against the Judeo-Christian principles this country was founded upon. I might be doing a candidate in the running for the U.S. Congress that'll tell you that. But we need to get back to basics, the Constitution, and the principles this country was founded upon. It's that critical. Something else immoral that I think we're doing, I mentioned that I have a daughter in college. She actually graduated from Liberty University in May, and now she's going back for her master's degree, taking it online. Bethany graduated with $47,000 in student loans. Now, she did that willingly, and I co-signed them willingly. And the way we've worked it with our kids, because I'm a full-time missionary and don't have deep pockets, we pay for the first 2 years, which means we take loans for the first 2 years, and our kids take the loans for the third and fourth years. So she graduated with $47,000 in student loans. What is immoral is that she also owns $40,000 worth of federal debt. And what I'm saying there is the U.S. debt right now is $14.3 trillion. And every man, woman, and child in America owes $40,000 in federal debt. And if you include all the entitlements, all the unfunded mandates, all the liabilities, it climbs to $52 trillion, which means my daughter, in addition to her $47,000 in debt, she owes Uncle Sam $175,000. That, folks, is immoral. My kids, your kids, our grandchildren are in danger of becoming the first generation of Americans to enjoy a lower standard of living than their parents. That's immoral. That's wrong. We need to do something about it. Because not only is it an economic issue, but it's a national security issue. Because you know who our #1 creditor nation is? Communist China. We owe Communist China $800 billion. And if tomorrow morning Communist China decides they're going to call in all of our notes, guess what happens? The United States of America is bankrupt. Okay, we're insolvent tomorrow. Okay, we owe about $700 to $800 billion to Japan. Okay, fortunately they kind of like us a little bit. China doesn't. Okay, they're looking to bring us to our knees. So I think